Hello everyone, this is a part 2 of the video of Liquidator's final statement of account. In case if you have missed the previous video, please go and see the Liquidator's final statement of account revision class part 1 of the video, and then you proceed to see this video. Now we'll continue 4 more problems left in this chapter. We have already discussed 4 problems on Liquidator's final statement of account in the previous video. Now we'll discuss 4 more problems. After this, we'll wind up this chapter. So now we'll discuss 12-mark problem. So let us see the problem now. The following particulars of POSCO Limited, which has gone into voluntary liquidation, you are required to prepare liquidator's final statement of account, allowing for his remuneration at 2.5% on all assets realized, excluding the call money received, and at 2% on the amount paid to the unsecured creditor, including preferential creditor. So here they have mentioned excluding the call money received. So that we need to see share capital issued. 10,000 preference shares of 100 each fully paid, 50,000 equity shares of 10 each fully paid up, 30,000 equity shares of 10 each 8 paid up. So here there is a partly paid shares. So if there is a partly paid shares, you need to convert into fully paid share. If it is not converted, then there is a adjustment. Calculation of surplus and shares in total surplus, that and all adjustments you need to do. Assets are realized 20 lakh, excluding the amount realized by the sale of security by the partly secured creditor. So here, amount realized by the sale of security held by the partly secured creditor is not included in 20 lakh, that is given separately. Differential creditor is mentioned 50,000. Unsecured creditor is also given. Partly secured creditor asset realized is given 3 lakh to 20,000, and total amount is 3 lakh 50,000. Debtors debentures having floating charges on all assets of the company is 6 lakh. Expenses of liquidation is 10,000. Call of 2 per share on the partly paid equity shares were fully received, except in the case of one shareholders owning 1,000 shares. So, except in the case of one shareholder, except in the case of one shareholder holding 1,000 shares. So you need to prepare liquidator's final statement of account. So let us do the format first. Liquidator's final statement of account, cash or bank balance. Whether cash or bank balance given in the problem, there is no cash or bank balance mentioned in the problem. So nil. Assets realized. So assets realized, here there is a secured asset. Secured asset given separately. See, partly secured creditor, secured asset is 3,20,000, and it is assumed that it is realized by the liquidator. It is realized by the liquidator. So secured asset is 3,20,000. And what about other asset? Other asset they have given 20 lakhs. So total assets 23,20,000. Surplus from secured creditor is nil since it is realized by the liquidator. Whenever it is realized by the liquidator, what you need to do is that assets realized, and on the secured credit asset realized, you need to enter the secured asset, and in the payment side, whichever is less, 3,20,000 and 3,50,000, whichever is less, that is 3,20,000, that is secured creditor. Then that you need to enter in the payment side. Legal charges not given, so nil. Then liquidators remuneration, that we need to see, there is an adjustment. And what about contributories? Receipt side contributories, if you see total the fully paid shares 10,000 and 50,000 preference share as well as equity shares are fully paid up, but 30,000 equity shares of 10 each, which is 8 paid up. So what happens here, there is a partly paid shares. Now afterwards it is fully paid by calling 2 per share. So what happens here? Here, total number of shares 30,000, but one shareholder owning 1,000 shares have not paid. So that you need to deduct 30,000 minus 1,000, 29,000. Call is being made and call amount is received. So you need to enter in the receipt side 29,000 equity shares at 2 per share, 58,000 directly. You no need to do any other adjustments. Then you see liquidators remuneration, there is an adjustment. Working note, calculation of liquidators remuneration 2.5% on the assets realized. So secured creditors and other asset total, you will get 23 lakh 20,000 into 2.5%, 58,000. Then 2% on preferential creditor. They have mentioned on 2% on the amount paid to the unsecured creditor, including the preferential creditor. So preferential creditor amount also you need to see. Preferential creditor directly given in the problem. Preferential creditor directly given in the problem, that is 50,000. 50,000 into 2 by 100. 50,000 into 2 by 100. Why it is not 102? Because that rule applicable only to on the payment of the amount to the unsecured creditor, not on the preferential creditor. That amount is 1,000. 2% on amount paid to the preferential creditor is 1,000. 2% amount payable to unsecured creditor. Receipt minus payment side. So receipt side total 23,78,000 minus all the adjustment. All the adjustment you need to deduct, and you will get amount payable to unsecured creditor, that is 13,39,000 into 2 by 102, 26,255. But before doing that, you need to enter other information like liquidation expense given in the problem 10,000, debentures given in the problem, debenture also mentioned in the problem, that also you need to enter 6 lakh. See here 6 lakh they have given, expenses 10,000 entered, preferential creditor is also mentioned 50,000. So minus all these things to get liquidator's remuneration on unsecured creditor. After doing all the stuff, receipt minus payment side to get final balance of unsecured creditor, that will be 13,12,745. Preference shareholder and equity shareholder balance is nil. Why? Because there is no payment to the equity and preference shareholder. So that is why it is nil. So or else you can directly from this amount 13,39,000 minus 26,255. If you do then also you will get this amount, that is 1,31,000, that is 13,12,745. 13,12,745. Also you can do this also directly here instead of calculating receipt minus payment. So this is how we are going to solve the 12 mark problem. A bit complicated one, but if you know the rules you can easily solve the problem. So next problem we are going to discuss is about Week Limited. Week Limited went into liquidation on 1st April 2015. The balance sheet of the company on this date was as follows. Liability side, share capital 12,000, 10% preference shares of 10 each, that is 1,20,000. 20,000 equity shares of 10 each, that is 2 lakh. 5% debenture 60,000. Creditor 1,03,000. Asset side, plant, stock, debtors, cash, and profit and loss account, that is given. Preference dividend was in arrear for 1 year and payable on liquidation, and dividend is usually paid after paying off preferential capital. Plant and stock realized 2,75,000. Debtors worth 25,000 were considered as bad. So that means while writing realized amount, deduct this 25,000 from the original amount. 1,50,000 minus 25,000, 1,25,000. Creditor include 5,000 as preferential. Liquidation expenses amounted to 1,600. Liquidator's remuneration was agreed at 2% on the amount realized except cash and 2% on the amount distributed to the equity shareholder. See, here now liquidation is calculated on the amount distributed to the equity shareholder. So equity shareholder will be your balancing figure in this problem. So now debenture holders were paid on 1/10/2015, and it should be paid along with their outstanding interest if any up to the date of payment or up to the date of winding up. Prepare liquidator's final statement of account. So first step is to do the format, that is liquidator's final statement of account, receipt and amount and payment and amount. First you see the receipt side. First entry is cash. Cash balance given in the asset side, that is 3,000. So directly enter 3,000 in the receipt side, that is cash 3,000. Assets realized. Assets realized. What are all other assets are mentioned? Plant, stock, and debtor. Plant, stock, and debtor is given. So plant and stock value. What is the stock value? See, realized amount together they have mentioned in the judgment 2,75,000. Debtors 1,50,000 minus 25,000 considered as bad, 1,25,000. So total amount is 4 lakh. Surplus from secured creditor, no adjustment, nil. Contributor is no adjustment given in the problem, so that is nil. Now you go for payment side. Payment side secured creditor nil. Legal charges also no information, nil. Liquidator's remuneration. For liquidator's remuneration, there is a working note. 2% on assets realized. So your total assets realized in this problem is 4 lakh. So 4 lakh into 2%, that is 8,000. So directly 8,000 you are going to write. Liquidators remuneration 8,000. Liquidators remuneration 8,000. Then 2% on the amount distributed to equity shareholder. Now we have not got the amount distributed to equity shareholder. So this you leave it as it is for the time being. The liquidation expenses. Liquidation expenses given in the problem, that is 1,600. Directly you write. Debenture holder 5% debentures 60,000. Debentures, see, 5% debentures 60,000. So 60,000 had outstanding interest. So 60,000 into 5% into see number of months, 1st April to 1st October. So April, May, June, July, August, September. So 6 months. So once you calculate 60,000 into 5% into 6 by 12, 1,500. So that will be 61,500. And preferential creditor. Preferential creditor information not given in this problem. So preferential creditor is nil. Unsecured creditor. Unsecured creditor is 1,03,000. Or else you can write creditor include 5,000 as preferential. You can write it separately also. What you do? Unsecured creditor 98,000 and preferential creditor will be 5,000. This type also you can do the entry. The unsecured creditor 1 lakh 3, but it has 5,000 preferential. So it is better to show separately. Preference shareholder. Preference shareholder. First, preference share capital is returned. Preference share capital 1,20,000. It is returned. Along with that, there is arrears of dividend for 1 year. So 1,20,000 into class of preference share, that is 10%. 1,20,000 into 10% into 1 year. So that is 12,000. Add both, that is 1,32,000. Equity shareholder. Equity shareholder will be your balancing figure. Receipt minus payment side information, you will get balancing figure. Before that, before getting this balancing figure, there is adjustment, that is 2% on the amount paid to equity shareholder, 4,03,000 minus, that is receipt side total 4 lakh 3 minus all payment side information, excluding this amount 95,000. Excluding this amount, then you will get one amount that is 96,000. 96,000 into 2 by 102, because amount available is not sufficient to pay off the unsecured creditor. How to see? Because if you see here, creditor is 1 lakh 3 and the amount available is 96, not sufficient. So that is why 2 by 102, that is equal to 1,900. Enter this amount. Liquidator remuneration 2% on 95,000 on the amount available to this equity distributed to equity shareholder. So final balance will be equity shareholder balancing figure, receipt minus payment 95,000. Total both the side 4,03,000. So this is how you are going to solve the problem. So in this problem, there is adjustment of arrears of dividend, debenture interest, equity shareholder. So some adjustments are given. So next problem, seventh one. Position of Muthu Limited on the date of liquidation was as follows. Creditors 12,000, bank overdraft 20,000, share capital 1,000, preference shares of 10 each, 7 paid up 70,000. So here partly paid share capital is there. Partly paid share capital 10,000, equity shares of 10 each, 9 paid up 90,000. And for equity share, there is a calls in area is also mentioned 2,000, and that is 88,000. Calls in advance is also given. Preference share 24,000, on equity share it is 4,000. So that is 28,000. Assets realized is 2 lakh and liquidation expense is 2,000 and the liquidator's remuneration is 3,000. Prepare liquidator's final statement of account. So now here, before solving the problem, one thing you need to see, even though here in this problem there is a partly paid share, but partly paid shares are different. Here two different types of share. One is preference share and one is equity share. So what is the rule? Unless and otherwise stated, preference shares cannot be treated as equity share because they have priority over equity share. And here equity share, to do total surplus and shares in total surplus, you want different classes of equity share. But if you see here, there is only one class of equity share. That is why here distribution of surplus cannot be done. So that working note you need not do because here only one class of equity share is given. So directly prepare liquidator's final statement of account. So liquidator's final statement of account, receipt amount and payment amount for do the format cash or bank. Cash or bank account information here not given. So nil. Assets realized. Assets realized directly given in the problem 2 lakh. Surplus from secured creditor, no information, nil. Contribution, that is contributories. Contributory, there is a call scenario. This calls in area 2000 is treated as contributory. So directly you treat collection of calls in area. Areas which is not paid is collected. So that is the receipt side. Collection of calls in area comes under contributory 2000. So receipt side total will be 2 lakh 2000. Now payment side, secured creditor not given, nil. Legal charges no information, nil. Liquidator's remuneration directly given in the problem 3000. Liquidation expenses directly given in the problem 2000. Debenture information is not there, nil. Preferential creditor no information, nil. What about unsecured creditor? Unsecured creditor, there is two types here. They have given creditors and bank overdraft. Both are unsecured in nature. So 12,000 plus 20,000, 32,000. Preference shareholder. Preference shareholder, whenever there is a calls in advance, it should be paid before returning their capital. So before returning the preferential capital, calls in advance must be paid. Before returning the equity share capital, calls in advance must be paid. So here first you have to write calls in advance 24,000, then preferential capital 70,000. You will get 94,000. Equity shareholder. Again for equity shareholder is also there is a calls in advance 4,000. And equity share capital, this amount, equity share capital will be your balancing figure. Receipt minus payment information, 2 lakh 2,000, and deduct all the information on the payment side, including the equity shareholder calls in advance. You will get one amount as a balancing figure, that is 67,000 is your balancing figure. So this is how you are going to solve. So this is very simple problem of 12 mark with very less adjustments. So now last problem of this chapter we are going to solve, and this problem is also very important in nature. So this type of problem you can expect for 24 marks, but usually in the examination what happens, they only ask for 12 marks problem. In 1 or 2 years, they have asked for 24 marks. So we'll see. But anyways, we have to solve this one. On 31st March 2015, the liquidators of Sindoor Limited, having the share capital issued of 50,000 preference shares of one each, fully paid without priority as to capital, 80,000 equity shares of one each, 90 paise per share is paid, and 1,20,000 equity shares of one each, 75 paise per share is paid, at a cash balance of 16,450. So here what happens? Preference shares have no priority over other type of shares. So here preference shares are treated as equal to equity shares. And one more thing, here all first share is fully paid up, and rest two shares, that is equity shares of one each 90 paise per share and one each 75 paise share, it is partly paid up. So you need to convert into fully paid shares. So here there is adjustment. On 30th September 2015, he had realized the remaining asset amounting to 31,000. So total assets realized is 31,000, out of which 20,000 is secured asset. Out of this 20,000, in respect of secured rate of 14,000, that is specifically given in the problem. All the cost of liquidation rate 2,700, and the creditors other than the secured creditors are trade creditor 47,400, gas code for gas supplied is 140, and salary for the clerk for 6 months is 1380, director fee for 4 months is 2,000. Out of the above dues, a dividend to unsecured creditor of 62.5 paise in a rupee had been already paid. That means first you need to differentiate between the secured creditor and unsecured preferential creditor and unsecured creditor, because here a lot of information is given. For this you need to do one working note. Then you need to pay the dividend. You need to pay the amount. Some fixed amount is already paid, and remaining amount also you need to calculate. Then along with that, amount due to the preferential creditor in respect of preferential claim is also paid. So first, then you need to prepare liquidator's final statement of account. So this problem, first thing is working note. So answer, calculation of unsecured and preferential creditor. So that also you need to do. First is do the bifurcation, unsecured creditor, preferential creditor. So trade creditor, here first is trade creditor, that is fully unsecured. Write it under unsecured column, 47,400. Gas board for gas supplied, that is also fully unsecured, that is not given in the rule. Gas board as a preferential, so fully unsecured, 140. Salary for clerk, 13. Salary for clerk is mentioned, that is 1380. So 1380, just make the total once, whether it is 1380 or 1360. 460 plus 920, 1380. So it is 1380, just there's a mistake. So salary for clerk 1380 into 4 by 6. So up to 4 it is preferential, and remaining 2 months it is unsecured creditor. That is a rule. Director's fee for 4 months, they are not workman's due. So director doesn't come under workman, so it is fully unsecured, 2000. So total will be total unsecured creditor will be 50,000. Total preferential creditor will be 920. Less amount already paid. See, they have mentioned dividend to the unsecured creditor 62.5 paise in a rupees already paid. So nothing but it is 62.5% of 50,000. That is 31,250. And what about preferential? Fully settled off. Fully settled off in respect of preferential claim. So fully it is paid off 920 entire amount. So now remaining balance payable unsecured creditor 18,750, and in the case of preferential creditor there is no balance left payable. So now after this you need to prepare liquidator's final statement of account. So receipt side, first entry is cash amount, whether it is given in the problem cash. Yes, cash balance of 16,450. So cash is 16,450. Assets realized. There is a total assets. Total asset is 31,000, out of which 20,000 is secured asset. So separately you need to write secured asset is 20,000. Now how to calculate other asset? Total asset minus secured asset. 31,000 minus 20,000, that is 11,000. Surplus from secured creditor, no information, nil. Contributory will see later after the adjustment. Secured creditor, this side 14,000, that is directly given in the problem, that you need to write, see value, the payment, that is payment made out of this 20,000 by the liquidator. That is why here surplus from secured creditor is nil. Legal charges nil. Liquidator's remuneration is not mentioned in the problem. Liquidation expenses is given 2,700. Debenture holder is nil. Preferential creditor is also not given in the problem. Nil. Unsecured creditor, how you got unsecured creditor? Working note number 1, that is balance now payable. Remaining balance 18,750 will be unsecured creditor. Preference shareholder on 50,000 share, this is also there is adjustment. Payment to the preference shareholder and equity shareholder, now leave as it is and do the working note. Why we are doing this working note? Because there is a partly paid share. Calculation of distribution of surplus. So first we need to convert partly paid share into fully paid share. First we need to do net surplus. So net surplus means receipt side total, we don't know contributory amount. So 47,450 minus payment side total, we don't know preference shareholder and equity shareholder amount, that is 35,450. You will get 12,000. Add notional call. How to add notional call or imaginary call to make it fully paid share? First was take highest paid up value as a base. In the problem, what is the highest paid up value? Preference share of 1 each. So we are without priority, so we will treat as equity share, preference share as a equity share. So highest paid up value is 1. So 1 minus 0.90. 90 paisa means 0.90. 1 minus 0.75. Like that we need to do. So 80,000 equity share into 10 paise per share, 8,000 1,20,000 equity shares at 25 paise per share, 30,000. Total surplus will be 50,000. So if you see the adjustment, see class number of equity share for second class is 80,000. For third lot is 1,20,000. First preference share lot is 50,000. So we have taken highest paid up value as a base. Now we got total surplus amount 50,000. After that, shares in total surplus we need to calculate. How to calculate share in total surplus? So there is a three lots of equity share. Preference share usually doesn't come, but here they have given no priority, so we have taken a preference share also. Shares in total surplus. First, you need to take the ratio of 50,000, 80,000, and 1,20,000 equity shares. So that is nothing but 5 is to 8 is to 12. So distribute the 50,000 among the three classes: 10,000, 16,000, and 24,000. Less notional call. For the first share, it is nil. Why? Because it is taken as a base. For the second share and third share, see the working note calculation of distribution of surplus 8,000 and 30,000 that you need to deduct. Then you will finally get amount payable or receivable. Here, first lot is amount payable because you got a positive balance. If it is a positive balance, then amount payable because there is the 10,000 amount you need to pay and there is a no notional call. So that is amount payable. And for the second and third, for the second lot also, there is 16,000 there, but there is a notional call, but still you have 8,000 to pay. See, 16,000, only 8,000 you have recovered. So still 8,000 you have to pay. And in the case of third lot, 24,000 share in total surplus, but imaginary amount or called up amount is 30,000. So amount receivable. 24,000 you need to pay, but the notional call is 30, recovered amount is 30. So excess amount, if any, must be transferred to receipt side under contributory, that is 6,000. So now negative balance 6,000, you will write it here under contributories 6,000 and positive balance payment, write it under payment to the preference shareholder, that is 10,000, and payment to equity shareholder 8,000. Now we want amount per share. So how to calculate amount per share? That is 6,000 divided by 1,20,000, 10,000 divided by 50,000, 8,000 divided by 80,000. You will get amount per share. Because next step is verification of net loss. Whenever equity shares of different paid up values are given, it should be adjusted in a such a way that net loss must be equal to all classes of shareholder. So paid up value here 0.90 and 0.75 given in the problem. Amount paid or received here 0.20, 0.10, 0.05. How this amount we got here? By calculating this, here we have got this amount. 10,000 divided by 50,000, you will get one amount 0.20. 8,000 divided by 80,000, 10 paise. See, like that you will get the amount here. Here also 6,000 divided by 20, 1,20,000, you will get one amount. So that amount just you need to transfer here, amount paid or received. Since the first class of shareholder we have paid, that you need to deduct, and the second class also we have paid, so deduct. Third class we have received and we have write it under contributories, that is why we have to add. So net loss final amount 0.80, 0.80 for all classes of shareholder. All three classes of shareholder having same paid up this net loss amount. If it tallies, then your problem is correct. And final total will be 53,450 after doing all the adjustment. So this is about practical problem or problem on liquidator's final statement of account. Then after that, there are some theory questions. Theory questions for 6 and 12 mark. So just if in case if you are trying to attempt theory question, then you can go through this. Briefly explain the modes of liquidation of company. Major two modes of liquidation of company already explained by the tribunal and voluntary winding up. Write a note on preferential creditor. No need to write who is a preferential creditor and what are the special benefit he will receive under Workmen's Due Act, that and all you need to write. And how you will treat the following item in the liquidator's final statement of account. Interest on debenture, it is to be paid along with the outstanding interest up to the date of specific payment or up to the date of winding up. And arrears of preference dividend, it must be paid after paying preference capital and it comes in the payment side. Interest on debenture also comes in the payment side. So these are the theory question you need to see. Thank you for watching the video. I'm soon going to be uploading a video on other chapters also. Thank you for watching.